Hey guys, this is HOPEsaidit back with another HOPEsaidit Uncut video for you. This video is going to be kind of heavy. It's going to be heavy. I'm hopefully going to end it off a little light to help you out. But if you guys have not been following me, I broke the news that my father had actually passed away. Was it last week or something like that? I don't know. The days are all a blur ever since then. But that's what I've been going through, and I didn't want to really hide that from you. You know, I'm a more I don't know, not introverted because I'm really like an ambivert, but I don't like to disclose too much, you know, even though having this blog or vlog or whatever. But I was like, you know what? No, this could help somebody because I'm not the only one this is not the first death that's ever happened in the world. So, if anybody's going through any kind of loss, I just wanted to kind of be there and show like, yeah, it hurts. Or whatever. So if you go to HOPEsaidit.com, I was just talking about the grieving process. I feel like I'm close to the camera. Is it too close? Oh well. Deal with me, I'm grieving. You go to HOPEsaidit.com. I talked about the grieving process and kind of just what you felt during the time. So I'll kind of just go through it, and explain exactly what I'm talking about. So my parents were in Nigeria at the time. They had moved back to Nigeria. And I got the call that my dad was sick. So that's fine. I mean, he had medical episodes before, so it's not anything new. It wasn't alarming. We were just like, oh, okay, that's cool, showing symptoms of dehydration. So fine, in the morning, go ahead and just give him a drip. And I'm not going to bore you with the details necessarily, but, I was on my phone with my mom for it had to be a total of 4 or 5 hours in Nigeria. So I was like, ooh, this bill gonna be high. But anyway, we were there to the end. Like literally, I was on the phone when I heard his, last couple breaths. So, it was heavy, but, no, it's heavy. Like I was about to say but and segue, but I just want to explain the heaviness, So obviously we're there on the phone. When you hear that someone dies, I think it's a shock. And you don't believe it. It feels like a game over in a video game to where it's like, okay, well, reset it. We'll just run that back. We'll play it again. But you can't play it again. You're just like, what do you mean? He's gone? What are you talking about? So that's something we had to deal with. And, I don't know, but I'm grateful that we were there, the family kind of on the phone going through it. But it's crazy. It was crazy. So that happened when I heard the news. It was our time, American time. It was like 12 o'clock in the morning, so midnight. It was midnight on Sunday. When I tell you that was the longest Sunday of my life, because obviously we're going through it into Saturday night, and then Sunday happened. Oh my gosh. Sunday felt like 3 days of non-sleep packed into one day. It was so crazy. When I tell you I cried, I did that I was any Nollywood movie, that's what it looked like to me. I was like, it can happen. I was losing it because it was just crazy. I was like, no, he can't go. He was an awesome dad, awesome father. Obviously, he wasn't perfect. No one is. But, I mean, I can tell you stories for days where it's just the little things where it was like, no, he loved me because of this. And every conversation we had, it ended in I love you. He was just a good dad. He loved his kids. That's just what I could say. And anytime, when you hear condolences and you kind of get affirmation of that, no, he was just a kind guy, good-hearted guy. So I'm blessed to have had him in my life. So anyway, back to the grieving process though. So Sunday was very hard. Sunday was very hard when I was like, I can't feel anymore. My eyes are dry, dried out. I don't think I can cry if I wanted to. And it was a weird cycle to where you cry, blah, blah, fine, you go to sleep, you kind of wake up and then kind of forget. And then once you kind of remember, oh crap, this is real life. It's like a gut punch. And you're like, oh my goodness, it's real. And the cycle continues. So I don't know. I had to ask God. I was like, God, this ain't it. I can't. This is not life. I can't go on like this, because this is hard. I'm not going to be able to function if this is how life is going to be. And I know they say time heals all wounds, but when it's fresh, it doesn't feel like it. Does it heal? I don't know. Maybe it just makes it a little easier to process. Is that what they call healing? I don't know. I think you're always going to kind of grieve or remember it or whatever. And I think it's good to do that. But so after, that Sunday, which felt like Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, I prayed, reading my Bible and all that other stuff. And then I woke up on Monday, and on Monday there was like an overwhelming peace that had came over me. I was praying for that. I was like, Lord, just give me peace, give me strength. But there was an overwhelming, because you know how I woke up before and I was saying, oh no, it's real. And so I woke up on Monday and I remembered that it was reality, and I was like, I'm going to be okay. You know, I'm going to be fine. The one thing that really contributed to me thinking that, obviously, is the prayer. Like, duh. It was obviously the peace that passes all understanding, for real, because I didn't understand how I was, like, not over it, but how I was not as bad as the situation that I was on Sunday. God got me through it. But even apart from that, just perspective. When I tell you, that'll probably be my word for the rest of my life, perspective. Because when I was able to process what had happened, how it happened, the different events that led up to it, goodness, it's hard to tell this story, guys, because there's so much. It's like just a long, thing. But even leading up to it, like I said, he died, and it didn't seem like it was pre-existing, health conditions or anything. It was really out of nowhere. It was the shock. But when he was kind of, sick, we had the chance, like there's some people who came over the house, and they had the chance at that time to take him to the hospital because he was kind of disoriented and not really talking or knowing who was what and all this other stuff. But someone had came over the house and he actually recognized him and talked to him, and then he went ahead and they prayed for him and they left. And so a couple minutes later, he went right back into his disoriented state. And I was like, that... For me, that's like a message that, him kind of saying, I know what y'all trying to do. Y'all going to throw y'all savings at me to get me to the hospital. I need to go. And I'm not trying to get help for this. I need to go, and I need to go now. Seeing stuff like that and processing it, with my sister and stuff like that. And just, I don't know, just thinking, how can I be sad if he is, because like I said, he had, different medical stuff throughout the years. And I'm like, how can I be sad if he literally has no pain right now? If he's in heaven, that's his goal in life. He worked to, do God's will. That's all he wanted to do. And I feel like everything he did, he accomplished that. So if God said, okay, your time here is done and your work here is done, how am I to say, no, like I could be mad about it, but I don't know. You just mourn different when there is a future beyond this life right here. And I'm not trying to preach to anybody right now. I'm just saying kind of what perspective helped me through. And just know that he's having the best day. Every day he wakes up, it's the best day. He's doing squats and jumping jacks. And when's the last time he did that, So just thinking of that and knowing that, I'm sure he'll leave little pieces of evidence, and God will leave little encouragements along the way to let me know, like, hey, that was my dad, or, okay, I see you looking out for me still, so that's cool. It's difficult because I had to tell my, kids. And when I tell you that they had the closest relationship with my dad. Like, grandpa was everything, So that was hard, but it's okay. Like, even my son, some package came for my dad the other day. And my son was like, hey, what is this? What is this? I said, oh, it's for grandpa. And he got excited. He's like, huh, Mom, you can send packages to heaven? Little things like that, and just the things they say just allow me to know it's going to be okay. Like, even my littlest son, every day, and he just started this recently, after my dad passed, every day he'll be like, Grandpa hugged me. I'm like, Grandpa hugged you? What are you talking about? Even if he goes potty, he'll go and be like, Mommy, I went potty. I'm like, oh, good job. He's like, yeah, and Grandpa hugged me too. And I'm like, today especially, I just wanted to expound upon that. I was like, Grandpa hugged you when? And he was like, yeah, he did like this. And then he grabbed my knees, and I was like, I'm sure he did. That's how he was anyway. So, he's not here with us physically, but I'm glad that he was able to live the life. He was able to touch a lot of people's lives. He was a great man, and I have to count my blessings. A lot of people aren't blessed with having that role model in their lives. So I am happy and blessed. A lot of people already wrote him off a long time ago with his medical conditions, but God allowed us to have as many years as we had with him, and I can do nothing but thank God. That's not to say that, the grief process is over. Not at all. I think that I'm not going to be as bad as I was on Sunday, because now when I think of it, it's happy thoughts and then, get sad later and be like, man, I'm going to miss that. I think it's going to be a roller coaster, obviously. How I look at it, at least now, is like you do, is my mom okay? Then I'm okay. I make sure she's good because I'll be okay. I'll be okay, and God proved it to me, just by giving peace. And I've never experienced that before. Like when I tell you, it's just so weird. It's like overwhelming. It's almost like you're on it's horrible to say this horrible analogy, but you're on like a Xanax, but you're not out of it. You're not loopy. You know exactly what you're doing, and you're just internally like, it's okay. It's okay. And at the end of the day, I had no regrets, Every conversation, like I said, was I love you. I look at my text message to him, and that was the last conversation we had. He said something about, something, we love you. I said, I love you too. And that was one of the last messages I sent to him. So it's hard, yes, but I'm good. I'm good. And for anybody grieving, and I know not everybody's a Christian. I know, whatever. But I just when I tell you Jesus gives you peace, that's not a cliche, like just pray. If you're just like, I don't believe it, but just do it and see what happens. When I tell you, just pray and say, God, now I don't even know if you're up there. I don't know if this is real. HOPEsaidit just told me about you. Like, she could be crazy. I heard about this peace that you give, and I just want to experience it. Because when I tell you, if you're grieving, that is really the key to it. Just rooting yourself in God, because if you root in anything else, that moves, But when you have faith, that is unshakable. But I said I'm not going to preach. So I'll stick to my word. But I want to thank everybody who has sent, condolences and everything like that. Because I appreciate it. Everybody who reached out, text, I don't care if it was a DM or on the post on Instagram or whatever. And if you didn't see it on Instagram, if this is the first time of you hearing it, that means you're not following me. HOPEsaidit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You don't have to follow me everywhere, but at least one of them, right? That's how the news broke. And then obviously on HOPEsaidit.com on my blog post. But, everybody who reached out, I appreciate it. We take it day by day. It's day by day. It's crazy. It's like a new way of life now. But you grow and your faith becomes stronger, and you just keep on trusting God and believing for his strength to take over your life. And I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to be okay because my dad instilled the love of Christ into me. He instilled the ability to trust God no matter what, even if you don't know what's happening. Listen, you think there's an easy transition? I was angry. I was respectfully angry at God. I was like, dude, what happened? This is too early. God is God and I am not. I don't know the ending. He does. I don't know why things happen. I don't know how everything works out in the end. I'm just in the game. I'm not above here overseeing it. So I don't have that perspective that he does. And I don't need to. And that's the hardest part. Because a lot of the times we want to control a situation, and it's like, no, you can't. You're just a player in the game of life. And you got to play it accordingly and just trust who's in control of the game. So is there anything else I have to share? I think that's it. If you follow me, I don't want you to be in the dark. I know, transparency is important. Okay. So I at least wanted you guys to know what was going on and how I'm processing that, which is, way better than I thought, let me tell you. But after Sunday at least, and just give you encouragement that, listen, even if you didn't handle it like me, this could be month 2 and you're still like, no, your Sunday is what I go through every day. Try saying the prayer I gave you, pray for peace. When I tell you, it will happen. And then you'll know the source of it, and then you'll see that God is real. It's just not something that people talk about. That's real. So thank you for listening to me. I post about marriage, motherhood, hair, and life. And listen, this is definitely life. Life happens, and it hits you hard and in the face. But it's how you handle it that really makes a difference. So I'll go ahead and go. I don't want to ramble about it, but just perspective, guys. Perspective. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it and how you see things after that. So I just want to encourage you that way. You guys have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. Happy Juneteenth. Okay. Free-ish since 1865. And I'll talk to you guys later. Next week, I'm talking about my hairbrush hold on, let me get it. So this hairbrush finally came. When I tell you I ordered this at the end of April, it just came like yesterday. It took like a month and a half. Okay, so shipping got an F. Shipping and processing is a huge F. But I guess it's COVID. But listen, I ordered stuff during COVID and it did not take a month and a half. This brush is what I've wanted to review for the longest because I need to do another hair video for you guys. But I'm actually not going to do it on my hair. So, ooh, this hair, child. I'm getting a silk press in at the end of June, just FYI. So I'll update you on that. I'm going to use it on my sons, though, not necessarily me. You know, I detangle my hair, that's fine. I'll maybe use it on a section, but really it's my boys' hair because that's really going to get you to buy it if it works, if I use it on their hair. And you'll see why when I review it. Oh, wow, this is about Grieve, and here I am with a brush. So that tells you about my attention span. That means I need to go. But you guys, thank you so much. Love and peace to you all. Oh, that's stupid. But anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I'll talk to you next week. Bye. See you at the crossroad, crossroad, crossroad. See you at the edges. Come on, edges.